A terceira temporada de A Lenda de Vox Machina chegou no Amazon Prime Video e eu conversei com um monte de pessoa famosa por causa disso. A Amazon me convidou para bater um papo com os criadores dessa animação, que é baseada no RPG da Critical Role, que são gigantes no YouTube e compostos por uma equipe muito talentosa. E olha, apesar de rápido, o papo rendeu muito. Eles me contaram sobre os bastidores da criação da série, sobre projetos futuros e uma grande informação também, que eles estão pensando em transformar a Lenda de Vox Machina em um videogame. Eu até fiz uma brincadeira com a Laura Bailey e a Ashley Johnson, que também fazem parte do elenco de The Last of Us, e as reações foram maravilhosas.
Whoa.
Yeah! Oh, no!
Ellie has access.
Você pode conferir conteúdos em texto dessas entrevistas, além de cortes de vídeo, no Voxel e no Minha Série, que são 2 sites aí que eu trabalho como editor. Porém, eu me diverti tanto fazendo entrevista que eu resolvi tirar um tempinho extra para legendar todo esse material e disponibilizar no YouTube. Assim, todos os fãs de Vox Machina aqui no Brasil podem conferir esse material bem legal. Eu deixei todos os temas da entrevista com marcações de tempo aqui embaixo, então você pode pular direto para a parte que você quiser, caso não queira assistir a entrevista inteira. Então bora lá, começando com as Breaking News. O Matt Mercer, que é um dos responsáveis pela Critical Role e dubla vários personagens na animação, revelou que a equipe tem interesse em transformar Vox Machina em um videogame. E eu também aproveitei essa deixa para falar de The Last of Us 2, já que a Laura Bailey e a Ashley Johnson trabalharam no jogo, saca só. So, have you guys ever thought about making a Vox Machina video game? Or should we stick with Baldur's Gate 3?
I mean, we've definitely talked about it. We're still, exploring opportunities in that regard as gamers ourselves. The challenge, of course, for anybody in a fantasy, setting is the large shadow that is cast by Baldur's Gate. But also, wanting to make sure that if we do that, we go into a partnership with the right developers and a right type of game design that doesn't just try and follow in the footsteps of games like that have already done such an incredible job to where it offers the comparison. Lean into our strengths and find something that feels both honest to us and what makes Exandria and our stories unique and makes it feel unique in the spectrum of a very, very large video game market. So we're exploring those options. I'd love to. We'll see if anything comes to fruition.
Please make a game. So to finish, Lara, this question is for you, but I love to hear everyone's thoughts on this. In a fight between Vex and Abby from The Last of Us, who would win?
Between Vex and Abby?
Yes.
Vex can fly. And she's got a little magic on her side. So I'm going to stick with Vex on this one. But in a hand-to-hand situation, ooh,
I'm required to say Vex.
Yeah.
Abby would wreck Vex in a hand-to-hand combat situation.
Yeah. She's off, man. Come on.
Yeah.
Vex has -2 mod for her strength, I'm pretty sure. She's weak.
In a fight between Pike and Ellie from The Last of Us, who would win?
Oh boy.
Whoa.
Is that the best question ever?
Whoa.
Yeah. Oh no.
If Ellie has access to all of her ambush tactics.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, obviously Ellie doesn't have magic, so having magic on hand sort of changes the game a bit, and Pike can heal herself.
Ellie does have bricks.
Ellie does have bricks.
Yeah,
And she has healing kits, right? She wrapped that real good.
I feel like it's pretty tough to fight magic, so I'm gonna pick Pike. Pike.
Betrayal.
I know it feels like such a betrayal because I love Ellie so much, but I feel like, I feel like it'd probably be Pike.
I don't know, Ashley. The way I played Ellie, I might take Ellie with that baseball bat and some
I mean,
that's the thing.
nails
Ellie
and
is
scissor bomb.
savage.
Yeah,
Ellie's
true.
definitely got that grit.
True.
But,
Yeah.
you know.
I feel like they would
Give
just
me
be
Everlight.
friends.
E pra quem é muito fã de Vox Machina, eu também perguntei sobre os bastidores da criação da série, o futuro dos projetos da Critical Role na TV e mais algumas coisinhas, como a experiência deles na dublagem. So, the cast of Vox Machina had the unique opportunity to shape the creation of the characters that are being transported to the TV show. throughout the development, did you guys bring in real-life inspirations for your characters? Where does the actor ends and the character begins?
Ooh,
Great question.
great question.
There is no membrane. We are simultaneously Ashley Johnson and Pike,
Yeah.
Melissa and Keelan
Yes.
on any given day.
Yes.
There is like an invisible Vax skin floating around on me. I just want to bring it down or up like a visor.
Yeah, I feel like with any character we play, you always are inserting a little bit of yourself into the character. It just kind of depends on what facet and on what day.
Yeah, I think for me, at least in playing Grog, who is a lovable idiot, it was permission to just remove all the filters between what your reptilian brain wants to do and what actually comes out of your mouth. So it's quite freeing in that way. I recommend it.
Have you guys ever regretted a decision made during the original campaign and asked for a change in the TV show?
I don't know if there was any, I don't know if there wasn't anything that we changed decision-wise. There might have been some things in the story that when we looked at it a second time, we wish we had spent more time on or sort of focused on a little bit more or received some more information on. So in that sense, it gave us a chance to improve what was there, maybe find some more meat on the bone.
Yeah. Yeah, I wouldn't say any regrets.
No regrets.
No regrets. Yeah, I didn't go back and say, like, when I jump off the cliff, make sure that Keela turns into an eagle instead of a goldfish. I didn't do that. But yeah, I think it is just that, kind of to what Travis was alluding to. I think there were moments where we were able to put a little bit more meat or substance into moments. And then also things, you know, we can't always control the way that the dice rolls. So I think there were definitely times where we could kind of, if in real life we were rolling with weighted dice, it's kind of like that in the animated series.
Yeah. I feel like sometimes when we leave the table, I oftentimes will have moments like on the drive home and I'm like, oh man, maybe I should have said this, or maybe I should have done this, or oh yeah, if the dice rolls would have been different.
I forgot I have Misty Step.
Yeah, you just in the moment there's just so much going on, and yeah, I think we get to sort of make those moments just have a little bit more substance and truncate them a little bit and make them a little better.
Yeah.
Also,
Sometimes.
as an addendum, any mistake that the character makes in the story, like in the moment, you're like, I can't believe I did that, or she said that. But with every passing month afterwards, you're like, that's how it had to happen. That's how it was supposed to happen.
Yeah.
The original Vox Machina has so much content that it is impossible to bring everything from the D&D campaign to the animation. So how do you guys decide what's worth telling in the episodes and what's gonna be left out?
Roll a d20 and let the dice decide. Yeah.
No, we definitely we all talk in advance, like have as part of the writers' room preparation for the season. The whole cast gets together. Sam and Travis definitely kind of stewarding the process as we all place moments from the campaign onto big whiteboards and discussed amongst ourselves what's the most important moments for each character, and kind of sussing out through that network of what's important to the story and what's important to us as, you know, players, and throughout that whole experience kind of weave together what is most important to us and what we can, you know, kind of set aside that isn't quite as necessary to tell the story we want to tell. It's a challenge though. It's hard. It's a really difficult process, but it serves the story to be the best it can be.
So, and the Chroma Conclave is on my list of the craziest villains of all times, along the Xenomorph from Alien, because it's crazy, and Zé Pequeno, I don't know if you guys know, from City of God, a Brazilian movie. He's crazy. So, what inspires you to create such evil villains like these dragons?
Yeah, Matt, what's wrong with you?
I need an outlet, apparently, for my life traumas. No, I grew up loving monsters. Like all my sketchbooks as a kid were just filled with demons and beasts, and I've loved movies like Alien and Predator since I was far too young to have been watching them. So yeah, like my inspirations for creatures like this have always been that, and wanting to create something that scares me as a person and makes me feel, terrified and invested. And then all of us now taking what I kind of started in the campaign, and then now even further developing that with all the incredible people at Titmouse, and kind of further exploring how that would visually be represented, and even, expanding upon their skill sets and abilities, making them even scarier. And the animation has been a really, really cool process.
What I like about what you did, Matt, is a lot of times in fantasy and media and stuff, when characters face a dragon, it's like, oh God, it's a dragon. It's a singular dragon, and it's everything. It's big, it's mean, it's scary, it's crazy. And what you did was you presented us with 5 dragons instead of just one. And so you showed us that like dragons aren't all the same. It's not always one big, strong, scary, crazy dragon. Some of them are deceptive. Some of them are just big brutes. Some of them are very smart and cunning. And so it's really cool that they have personalities, and I think that sets them apart from a lot of other shows.
So the 3rd season is coming, and you already announced the spin-off Mighty Name, also on Prime Video. And can we expect even more of Vox Machina universe on television? What other stories would you like to bring to life on TV?
What wouldn't we like to bring to life?
Too many.
I mean,
I really loved, we did a miniseries called Calamity, and we also just did another one called Downfall, right? It's Downfall.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That were really cool and different. I would love to bring those to the screen, but I think also Critical Role is really interested in and is currently developing projects that have nothing to do with Exandria, nothing to do with swords and sorcery. Where there's 8 of us, and we all have ideas, and not all of them take place in the same universe. So hopefully in the next few years we can bring some projects into production that are just totally different from what you're expecting.
So here in Brazil, we and many other countries too, the characters have different voices due to localization. Have you ever heard your characters in another language? What was the experience?
Yes. We had a watch party.
Yeah,
we did. We had a watch party, and we would just spend 5 minutes at a time on the different tracks. We did so much work early in our careers where we were localizing projects from other places, that we're fans of that kind of work and what that takes. And the surprise that comes from the changes. So we were like, oh, that one's awesome. Whoa, that's an interesting choice. Ooh, she sounds great.
Yeah.
Big fans.
Mm-hmm.
It's so cool.
Yeah, it was pretty great. I think some of us have favorites from different regions, but I mean, he nailed it. Like we sat there and flipped through all the different regions. It's the best.
Yeah. Do French now. Do French.
Yeah.
Go to Japan. Go to Japan. It was that.
It was a great night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So all of you have done voice acting for animation in Vox Machina and also for video games, right? So which one is the most challenging and the most fun to make?
Ooh. I think so many of us will say like the School of Hard Knocks in voiceover is Japanese anime dubbing. There is an added challenge just alone into matching timing and lip flap. And a lot of us did get our starts there. Ultimately, a lot of the challenge when it comes to voiceover is that you're not on a set, you're not often working across from other actors, you're just really having to use your imagination. So us falling into Dungeons and Dragons and tabletop games was honestly very, very fitting and easy.
Before I go, I have to ask the famous question. Do you have plans to come to Brazil in the future for like Comic Con or just to visit Carnaval, the beach, something like that?
We would love that. We've been
yes,
looking at
we would love to.
We've been looking at, we are anxious to get down there. We love our South American fans. Like,
yes,
y'all are some of the most loud, vivacious, energetic people, and we can't wait to get down there. We're just looking for the right opportunity.
Yes,
and that would be amazing.
That'd be incredible. I mean, there are some major pop culture events that happen out there. I have friends who have been and just spoke so highly of it. So I'd love to. So we'll keep our eyes out.
Please come to
Let's
Brazil.
try to make it happen. Let's try to make it happen.
we want to. The want is there.
You
That's
convinced us, Mateus.
Yes,
Done.
we're doing it.
Doing it for you.
E aí, o que você achou da entrevista? Tem algo pra comentar? Eu, pessoalmente, me diverti muito fazendo esse material. Queria agradecer demais o pessoal da Amazon por todo esse incentivo, porque eu fiz tudo de casa. Foi maravilhoso receber toda a Critical Role aqui no meu escritório em casa, em Chapecó. E olha, apesar do tempo curto, deu pra produzir muito conteúdo. Então, se vocês curtiram, deixa aí um comentário ou manda pra um amigo que curte Vox Machina e vamos torcer pra esse universo ficar cada vez maior na televisão. Falou, galera!